Hello, and happy Sunday. Yeah, we are continuing on the last few pages of chapter 2 of the Sutra of Hui-Neng. Oh, actually, it's the last few pages of chapter 3. Wrong again. That's all good. Here we go. The patriarch said, Sirs, this physical body of ours is a city. Our eyes, ears, nose, and tongue are the gates. There are 5 external gates, while the internal one is ideation. The mind is ground. The mind is the ground. The essence of mind is the king who lives in the domain of the mind. While the essence of mind is in, the king is in, and our body and mind exist. When the essence of mind is out, there is no king, and our body and mind decay. We should work for Buddhahood within the essence of mind, and we should not look for it apart from ourselves. He who is kept in ignorance of his essence of mind is an ordinary being. He who is enlightened in his essence of mind is a Buddha. To be merciful is Avalokiteshvara, one of the 2 principal bodhisattvas of the Pure Land. To take pleasure in almsgiving is Mahasama, the other bodhisattva. Competence for a pure life is Shakyamuni, one of the titles of Gautama Buddha. Equality and straightforwardness is Amitabha. The idea of a self or that of a being is Mount Meru. A depraved mind is the ocean, Klesha. Defilement is the billow. Wickedness is the evil dragon. Falsehood is the devil. The wearisome sense objects are the aquatic animals. Greed and hatred are the hells. Ignorance and infatuation are the brutes. Learned audience. If you constantly perform the 10 good deeds, paradise will appear to you at once. When you get rid of the idea of a self and that of a being, Mount Meru will topple. When the mind is no longer depraved, the ocean of existence will be dried up. When you are free from klesha, billows and waves of the ocean of existence will calm down. When wickedness is alien to you, fish and evil dragons will die out. Within the domain of our mind, there is a Tathagata of enlightenment who sends forth a powerful light, which illumines externally the 6 gates of sensation and purifies them. This light is strong enough to pierce through the six kama heavens, heavens of desire, and when it is turned inwardly, it eliminates at once the three poisonous elements, purges away our sins which might lead us to the hells or other evil realms, and enlightens us thoroughly within and without, so that we are no different from those born in the pure land of the West. Now, if we do not train ourselves up to this standard, how can we reach the pure land? Having heard what the patriarch said, the congregation knew their essence of mind very clearly. They made obeisance and exclaimed in one voice, "Well done." They also chanted, "May all the sentient beings of the universe who have heard this sermon at once understand it intuitively." The patriarch added, "Learned audience, those who wish to train themselves spiritually may do so at home. It is quite unnecessary for them to stay in monasteries. Those who train themselves at home may be likened unto a native of the East who is kind-hearted, while those who stay in the monasteries but neglect their work differ not from a native of the West who is evil in heart. So far as the mind is pure, it is the Western Pure Land of one's own essence of mind." Prefect Wei asked, "How should we train ourselves at home? Will you please teach us?" The patriarch replied, "I will give you a formless stanza. If you put its teaching into practice, you will be in the same position as those who lived with me permanently. On the other hand, if you do not practice it, what progress can you make in the spiritual path, even though you cut your hair and leave home for good, i.e., join the order?" The stanza reads, "For a fair mind, observation of precepts is unnecessary. For straightforward behavior, practice in dhyana may be dispensed with. On the principle of greatness, we support our parents and serve them filially. Filially. On the principle of righteousness, the superior and the inferior stand for each other. On the principle of mutual desire to please, the senior and the junior are on affectionate terms. On the principle of forbearance, we do not quarrel even in the midst of a hostile crowd. If we can preserve till fire can be, if we can persevere till fire can be obtained through rubbing a piece of wood, then the red lotus will shoot out from the black mire. That which is of bitter taste is bound to be good medicine. That which sounds unpleasant to the ear, is certainly frank advice. By amending our mistakes, we get wisdom. By defending our faults, we betray the unsound mind. In our daily life, we should always practice altruism, for Buddhahood is not to be attained by giving away money as charity. Bodhi is to be found within our own mind. And there is no necessity to look for mysticism from without. Hearers of the stanza who put its teaching into actual practice will find paradise in their very presence. The patriarch added, "Learned audience, all of you should put into practice what is taught in this stanza, so that you can realize the essence of mind and attain Buddhahood directly. The Dharma waits for no one. I am going back to Sao Ao Chi, so the assembly may now break up. If you have any questions, you may come there to put them." At this juncture, Prefect Wei, the government officials, pious men, and devout ladies who were present were all enlightened. Faithfully, they accepted the teaching and put it into practice. All right. Chapter 4, Samadhi and Prajna. The patriarch on another occasion preached to the assembly as follows: "Learned audience, in my dhyana system, samadhi and prajna are fundamental, but do not be under the wrong impression that these two are independent of each other, for they are inseparably united and are not two entities. Samadhi is the quintessence of prajna, while prajna is the activity of samadhi. At the very moment that we attain prajna, samadhi is therewith, and vice versa. If you understand this principle, you understand the equilibrium of samadhi and prajna. A disciple should not think that there is a distinction between samadhi begets prajna and prajna begets samadhi. To hold such an opinion would imply that there are two characteristics in the Dharma." Ooh, I gotta take a little pause.